Dimon says is worthless, and that's Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I'll give you a little background here. This is exclusive stuff. We're going to probably write it up for foxbusiness.com. But in 2018, Gensler actually met with then SEC Chair Jay Clayton about crypto regulation in 2018.
Wow.
He argued to Clayton, from what we understand, that Bitcoin should not come under SEC scrutiny, that it's definitely a currency or a commodity. It should not be regulated, and he basically argued others should be. So that's the green light for Bitcoin. You'll probably trace it from a regulatory standpoint back to 2018 when Gensler, then an MIT professor, and by the way, the MIT had a special sort of group that studied that. It was a kind of a think tank at MIT that was very heavily into the Bitcoin blockchain. Yeah. So he was advocating for Bitcoin back then. And it's funny, after what happened after that, 2018, a few months later, there's a guy who gives a speech, the guy who ran corporate finance, Bill Hinman at the SEC, where he argues that Bitcoin is not a security, does not need to be regulated by the SEC, along with Ethereum, another big crypto, but others might need regulation. So that's where you trace the modern regulation, I think, of Bitcoin, of blockchain, and the SEC's involvement with these meetings between Gensler, Clayton, and as you know, Clayton actually sued Ripple when he was SEC chair because of their crypto. So basically what you have is the SEC out there deeming two of these things not securities, no regulation, but others might be. And that's where we are today. So now Gensler is trying to get his arm around it. On top of all that, you have Jamie Dimon throwing a curveball saying that this thing is worthless.
Do you think he's saying that as strategy, leave it alone, it's not worth your time?
It could be. Now, you know, J.P. Morgan kind of talks out of both sides of its mouth, right? It's looking to develop its own cryptocurrency, its own sort of platform.